subject. The Big Brother live feed not being reinstated for this year. That's the official word from Mr. Ford, the Channel 5 programming decision maker, who was at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival this year and said that basically we have moved on from watching people sleeping. That's what he thinks the live feed is for. I think people are going to have different opinions on that, but it really shows you what Channel 5 thinks about the live feed, and it's been that traditional argument over the course of the last few years when people have asked, well, why would you want a live feed? Why would you want to watch people sleeping all night, doing nothing, with sound cuts, etc.? But as we all know, it's much more than that. It's a 24/7 experience, 24/7 video feed, keeping us up to date on everything that's gone on. And as we've seen recently, we're missing stuff day by day now. Things are just being condensed into a very short little 45-minute segment in a sense. There's so much more happening there.
This guy obviously, he's got a lot of power, but at the end of the day, he's a bit of a giraffe, probably is the best way to put it. He's got his head in the clouds up there. He obviously isn't paying attention to what the people want or what made Big Brother in the first place. So I think when he gets his head out of the clouds and maybe comes back from his holidays, he might stand up and take a bit of notice of the state of things, because things are in a bit of a bad state for sure.
They absolutely are. Now, I really got angry when I saw this story reporting about Jeff Ford, who's defended the decision to axe the live feed. As I say, I never watched people sleeping. That was not why I wanted live feed in the first place. I don't think that's why most people were interested in it. I mean, why would they be? But it was what went on during the night. Now, some of those nighttime live feeds were really entertaining. So much stuff went on that you just didn't expect to see. And of course, at night time as well, the house tends to just erupt. I mean, it might be a very boring day in the afternoon and maybe nothing really happens of any interest, but this time it was slightly different because we now hear that the housemates are up at night. Now, of course, it has been the case in the past few years that maybe the odd series, they wouldn't be up at night and you'd have nothing to see. I mean, that's true. But we know that they're up doing stuff.
Most of the good stuff happens at night anyway, if you ask me. I think people kind of tend to just chill and sleep a lot, not all the time in the day. And for whatever reason, I don't know, people just want to kind of get stuff off their chest or talk about how they feel about certain housemates in the afternoon. I don't know why that is. Maybe they've just had a long day and they want to have a recap of their own for whatever reason. But without the live feed, you don't really get to see the extended versions of those conversations or those thoughts, which is a bit unfortunate. We get bits, dribs and drabs, and people have made that very clear on Twitter that they're not too happy with it. So unfortunately, we are still settling for that 1 hour.
Absolutely. Now, hello to Live Feed 24/7 now, who's joining us in the chat room. Good to have someone coming in here tonight, and if you could help us to spread the message about the fact that we are on here tonight, we'd certainly appreciate that, because as I say, we can't post on Digital Spy. They tend to just remove our posts. I believe someone even posted a thread last time we were on, just to say that we were on, etc., that they were enjoying it, and that thread was removed. I have no idea why. Could be the use of the word bites, which I think they've used before, but I think our inspiration for that goes back a bit longer than maybe their use of it. But anyway, we're not worried about that. As I say, live feed 24/7 now. I know who you are. I know you're a big live feed supporter, and your comment in here says Jeff Ford is an idiot, Digital Spy are stuck up Channel 5's backside. And I know people are thinking that because Digital Spy seemingly want to curtail any live feed discussion. I can understand in a sense that they don't want to see their own forum attacked, if you like, and that perhaps they are worried about it going in the same direction as the Channel 5 official Facebook has gone. But I don't think people would ever really start attacking Digital Spy. I mean, it is in a sense the kind of really the only unofficial forum that's kind of worth going to be honest.
I don't know what all the drama is about with everybody doing all the censorship, to be honest with you. Even if it is a case where they're not going to bring back this live feed, which seems to be the case. You know, I don't know why they're making such a big deal about censoring people's opinion. If they know, look, it's not going to happen, just let them dream and let them bitch and moan, let them petition, let them get together in groups, let them do stuff like we're doing. It's not going to happen either way. You know, I don't know why they have to censor people's comments or block threads on forums. It's ridiculous, I think.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and it kind of adds up to the same sort of thing that Channel 5 have been doing regarding the live feed, curtailing any talk that lasts more than a few sentences. I believe now even the posting of the word live feed means you're maybe even blocked, which, you know, eventually they're going to chop half their fans, and they're not going to have anybody to comment or post. I wonder, has it ever settled down over there, and have people actually started to talk about the show? I know for a fact that I would have no interest really in discussing the YouTube videos, for example. You know, I mean, I've seen the little bits and pieces. Why I'd want to just post one little comment on there, I don't know, but certainly it seems like the place to put those live feed complaints, and everybody has in a sense attempted to make their feelings known. Now Lisa wants live feed. Thank you for joining us here on our new live channel, justin.tv/Big Brother Bites Back. Of course, last week we didn't have enough spaces for people to watch. You could only have 50 people in at any one time. Well, the good thing about this, Justin, going forward is that we can have more people in.
For some reason, yeah, they cut us off at 50, and I think there was a lot of people trying to get in to have their views taken into consideration and maybe even get on the old Skype deal, but unfortunately they couldn't get in. So with Justin, it's unlimited, and fingers crossed anyone who's over in the live stream can jump over to Justin and check things out over there, because as we said, that's probably the place to be at tonight.
Absolutely. We're going to be on here till around about 9 p.m. and we are live here. If you are watching it on YouTube, this is a live stream and it's on justin.tv/Big Brother Bites Back. You can follow us on Twitter at Big Brother Bites, and there you will know exactly when we are going to be on. Not to forget also, you can add us. Skype is available, and that username is Big Brother Bites Back. Big Brother Bites Back, and that Skype line's open all night. So if you want to get in touch with us, we would certainly welcome your comments and thoughts on this issue.
And we've had our first eviction on Friday, and one surprise one coming up this week. We'd love to hear your thoughts on decisions that were made by the public, and obviously as well by the people in the house that caused that whole deal to go down. And going forward, who you would like to see evicted next. So yeah, the Skype line is open. Big Brother Bites Back is the username, isn't it? It is.
That's right, yeah.
I was getting confused with the Twitter there, Big Brother Bites, which you can also get in touch with us with. So do feel free to send us your tweets and any comments you might have, and we will be sure to address them.
Do absolutely, and we await comments, and indeed keep the comments coming in the chat room. Tonight, again, live feed joining us. Lisa wants live feed, and a lot of people talking about this. You know, I was very offended when I read that story about Jeff Ford, because as a lot of people said, he's sort of demonstrated here that he just doesn't understand the viewership. You know, it's a show that's kind of boiled down now to a core group of fans. I mean, whether it was on 4 or now 5, it kind of settled off around that 3 million downwards ratings mark. So it's not like they can kind of pull in the 6 million now like they once did. You know, people who have stuck with this show have been core loyal fans, and they're all, I think, a huge percentage of them interested in having some kind of live feed. We talked about it so much last time, you know, offering the solutions. There's streaming companies out there that have been known to officially go to Endemol and 5 and say, look, we can provide this service for you. If they could send a stream to us, we could do it ourselves.
This is exactly it, and we said last time as well, if we can do it, I'm sure they can. And we don't have any sort of budget that Channel 5 have, so it just goes to prove, it doesn't even have to be the highest quality, or if it's just a web-only Channel 5 on-demand service, it's simple for them to do, it really is. I definitely think it would silence a lot of the backlash that seems to be going on since the season has kicked off.
Yeah, it should do that if indeed they had any plans to put the live feed on, but it seems like now we're almost certain that they're not going to provide anything, not for the Series 12 either. And that's where I think we'll go with in the next segment to talk about Big Brother 12 and the ramifications of not having a